The gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the five rivers.
Raiders!
2 years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
Man, after a 3-0 loss, I don't know if I should be doing the chant, man, but I got to do what I got to do. I got to keep it consistent. But I appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate everybody being patient, But we got a good show, man. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about the state of the Raiders. But I'm not going to leave my co-host Severe Raider, man. At this point, man, he's the co-host, man. I got to give it to him. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, man? It is yeah, man, after a 3-0 loss, man, it is it's it's not much I can say, man. Not much I can say.
No, facts, man. Like I've never witnessed a 3-0 game, especially the Raiders. Like we've seen every type of I said this before, like I've seen almost everything. But I think that was the first. That was the first. I've never seen the Raiders lose 3-0, and that has to be one of the worst losses in franchise history. Has to be. It has to be.
Man, that was
But
just
yeah,
horrible, man. Horrible.
yeah, man. And just to let's get into the chat real quick, and because we got some people pulling up, man. They actually got here pretty early, man. J Dub in the building says salute nation fam. Hey man, appreciate you coming through, my brother. Hey, Robert Pena in the building. It's always supporting, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. We got T 209er. Okay. Hey, that's a little too close to the 49ers, man. I don't know if the niner, you know what I mean? Come on, man. I see the Raider emblem, though. I see the Raider, logo there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a benefit of the doubt, man. Appreciate you coming through. Oh man, our Mr. Consistent, you know what I mean? The guy that's so busy, but he stay consistent coming through and supporting. He says, making my rare appearance, Digital Prez, Raiders Resistance. Again, salute everyone, man. Appreciate you coming through. And we're gonna do this for James, man, because he if you want to talk about consistent, he consistently does this right here, man.
Facts.
He consistently over here. Let's give him a Raiders chant. James Purple with the Donald Trump logo. Hey, I don't know when you changed that, but yeah, man.
Got the cool mugshot. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to the chat.
Facts. We got Steve in the building, man. He says salute everyone, man. Appreciate everybody coming through and pulling up, man. Nah, man, this is the place to be, man. This is
Facts.
This is where we're gonna talk some Raider football. I haven't talked to anybody since yesterday's loss. I mean, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, like, come on, man. 3-0. Like, defense, hey, they showed up. They did their thing. That's probably, man, we finally got what the Raider Nation has
Yeah,
finally gotten a defense.
yeah, facts.
Finally got it. They finally got a defense, and I'm not saying that like we don't have. There's definitely some holes in the defense, meaning that there's some positions that could be fortified, maybe to add more talent. But it's heading in the right direction. But as far as the offense, man, who do you blame? I mean, I think I'm still gonna blame Josh McDaniels, man. At this point I hate this dude, man. If I ever seen this
I
dude in
think,
person, I'm
bro.
cussing
I
him out.
think I think that is the popular opinion among Raider fans right now, man. Nobody wants to blame Antonio Pierce, man. So they just, hey, he ain't been the coach in what 6 weeks, what 6 weeks now, something like that. We still blame Josh McDaniels for it. So I've been curled up in the ball since yesterday, man. I was just in the dark corner, just crying, man. I saw your text about the show. I was like, fuck it, let me wipe these tears and get ready for this show, man.
Nah, for real, man. Hey, look. Look, to put it in perspective, according to ESPN, they said it's the lowest scoring indoor game in NFL history. And just
Man,
and that's a crazy stat because you have to think like, man, like usually when you hear like 3-0 or like
yeah,
6-3, 10-6, usually the weather is a factor. Usually it's like a
yeah,
snowstorm,
exactly.
rain,
Yes,
sloppy game. You can't really do anything. You
yes,
can't nothing crisp about what you can do on the football
yeah,
field. Players
yeah,
are slipping, falling. But this is perfect conditions. And we
man. Like perfect conditions, man.
perfect conditions, man. But yeah,
This
man.
is,
The reason why I said it still starts with Josh McDaniels is because it's his system, and like this offense is gonna have to get blown up. When I say blown up, I mean like I think everybody need to go. Like a lot of players need to go, and for different reasons.
yeah,
Not some players are still talented. You know what I mean? From the Devontae Adams to obviously Josh Jacobs, but I just think that with that contract at this point in his career, I think Devontae Adams. I'm calling it right now, and I've seen some people calling it, and I was kind of suggesting it early in the season, like, hey, if the Raiders keep losing, doesn't make sense for now. It's at this point, I know the Raiders are going to be drafting a young rookie QB.
yeah.
And like it's without a doubt, like there's no doubt about it. If the Raiders don't
Yeah,
do it,
they got to.
then Mark Davis, I'm blaming you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hiring the wrong people that's
yeah,
not picking a QB in this draft, this upcoming draft. Come on now. So I
yeah,
think in my opinion, I think Devontae Adams is gone. I mean, like I think let me actually post this real quick. Vic Tafer, the beat writer, I think Tashawn Reed said Raiders wide receiver Devontae Adams left the locker room before it opened to the media after the game. And I think that was true for Renfro and Josh Jacobs as well. So they weren't both available, and I think Vic Tafer pretty much summed it up well. He says if you don't have anything nice to say, ... You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, I don't think at this point at this point, what can Devontae Adams say after the game that will, as a leader of the team, what is he gonna like at this point? 3-0, and you're one of the best
yeah,
receivers
man.
in the game. Come on now.
I think I saw somewhere where I think in the last 5 or 6 games, Devontae Adams has one touchdown. I want to say one touchdown. So, just imagine what the headlines would be if Josh McDaniels was still the coach of the team and Renfro, Devontae, and Josh Jacobs all left without commenting. Like, just imagine what people would be saying, right?
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. People were not keeping it consistent, man. People were not keeping it consistent.
Yeah, but it's not like Devontae Adams had the greatest game. You know what I mean? He was targeted 10 times, got caught 6 balls. I mean, it's not all on him because obviously Aidan O'Connell, like, he struggled. Like, I'm talking about,
Yeah,
like, he didn't know what he was seeing on that field. it was just bad. It was
Yeah.
terrible. A rookie QB, you could just tell. Like that was one of those, man, growing pains for a rookie QB. But that being
Facts.
said, this is gonna sound crazy, but my opinion of Aidan O'Connell didn't change from before the game. Like it's still the same. And I've said this before. No matter what, the Raiders still got to draft a QB. Yesterday just proved that we have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still think that I like Aidan O'Connell in that room. 4th round rookie QB come in. He has some solid, spots where he was accurate, but he's a QB where, he has to win with his accuracy and his
Yes.
mind. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to be that
Yeah.
cerebral
Yeah.
type of quarterback. And you're a rookie quarterback. That means like that's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for you to develop in that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. But let me actually show this graphic real quick of just to sum up like the Raiders offense since the Chiefs game. So shout out to Josh DeBoer. I know a lot of Raider fans probably not a biggest fan of him, but hey man, much respect to him, man. He's the stat king. But he says Raiders offensive possession since taking a 14-0 lead over Chiefs in week 12. Punt, end of half, 3 and out, field goal, punt, turnover on downs, punt, 3 and out, end of half, fumble, punt, 3 and out, interception, and then fumble. And that fumble at the end of the game was like, the Devontae Adams trying to throw it back.
Yeah. That's the
whatever,
lateral.
but
Yeah. The lateral play.
but this is terrible. Oh my God, like it's terrible, man. But this is just pretty much sums up what we've been seeing, and it's not good football right now.
Man, it's not good football at all, man. And like I said, we had a bye week, right? So we had plenty of time to prepare for this opponent. If we wanted to do some new installs, plenty of
Mm-hmm.
time to do new installs, like whatever we wanted to do. So that's what I'm saying. I as much as people want to blame Josh McDaniels, this his offense, his system wasn't the problem. Josh was the problem, or we thought. We thought the way he handled players was the problem. So we bring in a new head coach, and we expected some different results. And then as soon as we scored that 30 on New York, everybody was saying, "Oh, I guess we know what the problem is, right? It was Josh McDaniels was the problem." And now since then, since we ain't put up another dub, and then we got held to a donut in this game. This game could have been worse if the Vikings could catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it wouldn't have been 3-0. If the Vikings could catch the ball, it was several times where they dropped passes where they should have caught, and this game could have, it wouldn't have been a blowout. So we still would have, reasonably held them to a lower score, but they could have put up like 10 or 17 points on it. So just a terrible showing, man. Terrible showing. Off a bye week to do that.
No, without a doubt, it's terrible showing. But and we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. I mean, as far as like player performances, it wasn't all bad. I mean, defense showed up. Defense showed up. Tyree Wilson, man,
Yes,
making some strides. A lot of people were quick to like throw him under the bus, but hey, man, he had a really good game coming off a bye.
Yeah, he did.
And I think Pierce made a good point. He said usually, players play well in the beginning and they hit a rookie wall, but he's trending in the right direction. And hey, man, it wasn't just him getting a sack. He was diagnosing plays. They moved him inside. He was getting pressure. So I like that for him. You know what I mean? Because he is versatile. He has that size, and I think a lot of people kind of been calling that for him is because they feel like maybe he might be a better fit inside. Maybe they need to start moving around. And I think the Raiders finally kind of incorporated it this week, and he was making plays out there. I'm trying to think on the defensive side of the ball. Malcolm Kuntz,
yes.
Consistently getting pressure. I want him to get some sacks at this point because the guy is an unsung hero. Like no one really knows. That might work to the Raiders' favor because I feel like we can bring him back. And it might not break the bank, to bring him back because he's just getting pressures. He's not really getting a lot of sacks. So, and a lot of people like to use sacks as a measuring stick for like, pass rushers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I
man,
think Adam Butler had a good game. Adam Butler was solid. He flashed and pass rush several times. I saw him, bringing some pressure up the middle. I think Jack had a solid game. Uh, he had one play where he dang near, could have a pick. I think Amik had a solid game as well.
hmm
Um, Spillane was doing those Spillane things, man. So that like nothing bad to say about the defense at all, man. Nothing bad to say about that side of the ball at all.
I really can't say anything bad because when you give up 3 points, I mean, I think there was a stat here. I think I posted. There was like a stat about the Raiders, pretty much, or not the Raiders, NFL teams scoring, keeping teams three. I think keep them to 3 points or something like that, and they won
Yeah,
like
yeah, three or
257
less,
games, 3 or less points, and they won like
258 in a row.
and the Raiders find a way to lose that. Like I said, hey, I feel like we've seen everything as a Raider fan, but sometimes they just surprise us. And this week, I'm like, bro, 3 points, and you got to think too. This is another thing too. A lot of people were like, well, I think AP just needs an offensive coordinator. Nah, man. Look, if you're Mark Davis and you see a team after a bye week score 3 points, or not score 3 points, they lose 3-0. Do you? It's kind of like, and there's still 4 games left for Pierce. There's still 4 games for him to, and I'm sure right now he's gonna try to figure out a way. But man, if they continue to lose, and I said something, I think on social media, I was like, forgot someone was like, that people were kind of saying like, well, he just needs an OC. We still can bring him back, and I want AP. I want AP as a head coach. I want it to work out. But for me, if he finishes 5-12, and we have ugly losses like this, it kind of puts a little bigger question mark on AP, just a little bit. It's still a little question mark. I understand the other side to it is like, this is not his team. From the assistant coaches to the offense, he's not an offensive guy. This offense is it's done. There's nothing you can do. Like the system needs to be thrown away. Like they need a whole revamp. Like they need to burn it. Whatever they got on that football field playbook. At this point they can't change anything. It won't be changed until after the season. But I just think that's the biggest thing going from him. Like if he can finish the season strong and have this team playing hard But it's just still kind of a risk, man, because 3-0 and you was a head coach for that and you come back? Come on, now. I don't know.
It was. So I ask this question all the time, right? Like, what has AP done to say he deserves to be the head coach of the Raiders going forward? People, the team they're playing so hard. Like, but are they? Like what? Like show me that. Show me that. Like show me that in some result somewhere. We had one game where we had no penalties. Okay, great, and we lost. We had one game where we scored more than 20 points, and we won that game against a very bad team. And then we haven't scored 20 cents. This past game we had barely over 200 yards of offense, and 24 of those yards came on that last play. So, we basically had 170 some yards of offense coming off of a bye week, off a week where you would say, hey, you know what? Our coach who we said hasn't had enough time to implement the things he wants to implement. He has 2 whole weeks to prepare for this opponent at home. And, they went out there and put up a goose egg. Their longest drive of the game was 34 yards. Their longest drive of the game was 34 yards. And we got into the red zone once. And that was set up only by DeAndre Carter having a 31-yard, return. So if it wasn't for that 31-yard return, we don't touch the red zone that game. And you look at his decisions, right? The 2 first decisions he made was one to say Aidan O'Connell is going to be my starter for the rest of the year, and two, Bo Hardegree was going to be my offensive coordinator. He had a Bo Hardegree who never called a play in his NFL career. Now he had a former offensive coordinator on the staff, a guy with experience, and Scott Turner. That's a guy who had previously been an offensive coordinator. Now he wasn't great as an offensive coordinator, but he had experience. So if you're looking for somebody that's going to bring some kind of stability to this team and actually know what he's doing down the stretch, maybe you go with a guy with experience instead of taking your quarterback coach, who was the coach of quarterbacks who had played poorly all year. So it's not like he had, oh, well, our quarterbacks are playing really well. Like, he's our quarterback coach. Our quarterbacks are playing like garbage. Let's go ahead and elevate him to offensive coordinator. Like, that's your first decision as the head coach? Come on, man. Come on, man. He has not shown he has the decision making as the head guy, nor the timeout management, nor the end of game. Like, again, man, with this clock management stuff at the end of the half, like he's not that guy, man. In my opinion, man. Him and AO4. I do not want to see them at the helm for the Raiders next year.
Like I said, man, I've been rooting for AP, but after starting 2-0, he's lost 3 straight, including a 3-0 game. This is going to go down as one of the ugliest games I ever seen as a Raider fan. Like, I've never seen a game like this where, like, literally, like, the game was over. Like, we lost a game 3-0. Like, in today's NFL where it's a passing league. And I understand, like, last couple of years, defense is kind of caught up on the offenses a little bit. So it's kind of, you've noticed, like, the numbers of the QBs have gone down a little bit. Offenses
definitely
haven't been scoring as much as they had in previous years. But, like, it hasn't been that bad to score 3-0? Come on. I just don't – it just don't make any sense, man. And Ian Rappaport says game-ending 3-0 was not unprecedented, but it was close. It was NFL's second 3-0 final score in the last 30 seasons. Pittsburgh-Miami was the last time it happened. It was the third 3-0 final score in the last 40 years, the 7th in the Super Bowl era, and the 8th since 1950. Yeah.
Insanity, man. Insanity.
For real, man. And then another stat by Josh DeBow. He says Raiders were shut out in the first game following regular season bye. That's the one thing, too, is that it was after a bye week.
Exactly.
So, after a bye week, and, Pierce kind of alluded to there are going to be some changes going to be made, and maybe the Scott Turner might be the new play caller. Who knows? Someone on the staff might take over as a play caller but it sounds like, and we'll get into that, man. We'll get into that in the notable quotables coming up in a little bit. But let's get into the chat, man. We're all over here talking. We want to hear back. We want to hear from the nation. But we've been talking about this game, and I was just like, I couldn't believe that I seen a 3-0 game, man. I couldn't believe it. James Furbo says it's always next season. Darn it, the Raiders, man. I know, man.
Every year is next season.
Every year is next season, man.
It's the cycle of the Raider fans, man. It's the cycle of the Raider fans, man.
The Raiders Super Bowl is literally the draft, like the off season and draft.
Fact.
You be hyped up,
Fact.
you know what I mean? But it's an ugly truth. But it's an ugly truth.
Fact.
Man. Hefe KC in here to rub it in. But hey, y'all lost yesterday though. Y'all lost.
Yeah.
Y'all lost, man. Jack Kenner in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. My day ones. Hefe KC has some. He said, coach has to build a team. It takes years. Man.
Well, look at that. It takes years. It takes years, right? Y'all wasn't saying that 6 weeks ago. You gotta be consistent with that, man. Gotta be consistent.
Right, and I wonder what Andy Reid's record was his first year as a KC head coach. You know what I mean? I wonder what that looked like. At the end of the day. So I think that it don't got to take years. Sometimes it could be a quick turnaround if you make the right moves. I mean, it still can take time to build a contender, but like obviously Josh McDaniels is gone for a reason. AP, he has a chance to show, Mark Davis why he should stay. But man, you lose a game like 3-0. A guy like Mark Davis, he remembers stuff like that. I think that was one of Bisaccia's. If you guys remember, Bisaccia, he lost pretty bad against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
FAKC, your team. Yeah, the team that lost yesterday. And y'all lost. Y'all was hella y'all was mad because the refs didn't call they called what they call offsides on
offensive offsides.
Oh man. Look over here crying. What's his name was crying after the game.
Upset.
Mahomes.
But think about AP is that if like AP is not really a defensive like mastermind, he for sure ain't an offensive mastermind. Like he's supposed to be like CEO motivator, and this came out after a bye week flat. Like man, like that your only job is to really motivate the team and get them to play hard, and this the kind of effort they put up. Like it's not a good look.
No, facts. Let's see. We got. Let's see. We got people pulling up in the chat. I'm kind of behind a little bit. Raiders Primo says salute, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Salute.
So, hey, some Raider fans don't like hearing the truth. Hey, that's 100% facts. People want rather hear the lie than the truth for sure. I agree. Desert Raider says quest for Harbaugh starts now. Hey, that seems to be your guy. That seems to be your guy. But if hold on 1 second. Can you see the chat real quick? You take over?
Yes, sir. Where we at? We at quest for Harbaugh starts now. Yeah, man, I'm still questioning Harbaugh, man, just because I'm not 100% sure. I want to go back to that same kind of system we had set up previously, where we have a coach that's kind of being a GM at the same time. That kind of thing rarely works. It's difficult to be a head coach in the NFL and to try to be a head coach and a GM. You kind of need that separation. Sometimes you need a fresh set of eyes on a roster, fresh set of eyes on a potential trade, on a draft class, all that stuff, because you need that collaboration. When it's one guy that's making all those decisions, if he's sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need that another opinion, somebody from the outside saying, hey, you know what? Somebody that's your equal too, saying, hey, no, I don't know if this is the right move. I don't know if this is the right direction. That collaboration. Sometimes that brings out the best in people. So if you have one guy that's just the judge, jury, and executioner on that kind of stuff, it might not go well.
Norm Valencia says McDaniels sabotaged the Raiders. McDaniels ruined this team for the next five years. I hopefully it's not going to be 5 years. But look, I kind of agree to a certain extent, man. Like a lot of the issues with this team offensively, it just stems back from McDaniels and his coaching, his way of implementing this system, that it just didn't work. It didn't fit, and he didn't make the right moves to make his system work. Like none of that stuff worked. And if it's true, a lot of the decisions that fell on the team, that were made by the team, were McDaniels. They were led by McDaniels. So if that's the truth, and it makes a lot of sense, because like guy like Jimmy G, like that didn't make any sense. It just smells like a head coach making a decision like that, giving a contract like that. It just smells like that. You know what I mean? That's why I want, when the Raiders make the big decision of hiring the GM and the head coach for this team, because it's undecided right now. That's why I want that hierarchy, and I want that. I want the head coach to want to win. I can tell a lot of people, and I'll bring this up in a little bit. I put out a poll on, should the Raiders tank? Should the Raiders actually tank? We kind of know that the quarterback right now is not in this roster. The quarterback of the future it's too, much respect to Aidan O'Connell, but like, nah, man, I wasn't a fan of the pick when they made it. You surprised me in preseason. I was open-minded to it, but then I was like, okay, let me see what you got. But it's kind of like, man, should the Raiders build around a QB that's literally his ceiling is what you see right now. Like, he's not gonna, he might get better as far as understanding the offense and defenses, but I just think that like he's more of like a backup QB at best.
Exactly.
Maybe what, I don't know, who would you just who would be the best? What would it be his ceiling? Aidan O'Connell.
He's Nick Mullins, the guy who
Nick
just lost to.
Mullins.
He's Nick Mullins. That's what he is.
He got more arm talent than Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins has no arm at all.
Man, Nick Mullins had enough to come in and beat us.
That's true. Backup QB, I guess you can compare it to that. Like as far as like being a solid backup QB.
He's
QB.
I'm trying to think of comparisons. Is he John Gruden's boy? Now even John Gruden's boy had some mobility to him. Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
Peterman got some arm talent, but he's more mobile too though. So.
And didn't John Gruden play quarterback back in his in high school? I know he didn't play college did he play college? I don't know. I think he played.
I don't think he played.
He was more of a mobile type quarterback when he played.
Who, John Gruden?
Yeah. Now, obviously, we never seen him play, but I read up on it where he did. Like that's literally he played.
He better be. Dude is like 5'6", but he better be mobile as hell.
But yeah, going back to Nora Valencia, man. Hey, McDaniels, I agree to this comment right here, man. McDaniels really did he destroyed that offense. Like this is from the system, the players. Because
people keep saying that we were a top 10 offense last year, were we not? We had the league leader in rushing last year, did we not? Devontae Adams had one of his best career seasons ever, did he not?
But guess what? Literally, it was so obvious. The reason why Devontae got his numbers for the most part, was because his chemistry with Derek Carr. But the pass game overall was trash. That's why we were complaining about Derek Carr, like, oh my God, this dude needs to go. And eventually, Derek Carr had probably his worst season as a Raider, and he eventually got traded. When you talk about Josh Jacobs, what did he like? He literally had a career year. Now, if you imagine if Josh Jacobs didn't have that year, we would probably be talking about the season that first year like we're talking about this year, because that's the big difference right now is this year is we don't have a run game, or we don't have a consistent enough run game. And Josh Jacobs doesn't look like the same running back that he did look. Like he did last year, and he's kind of hurt right now too. I think he left the game with a quad injury.
Yeah.
But I think those are the things you gotta put it in perspective, because when you're watching last year's team, you still had like a little bit of doubt, like damn, like why is our offense stalling? A lot of the blame went on Derek Carr, but then. Like you said, it's two sides. There's context too. Like the play calling was kind of questionable at times, where you'd be like, I don't know, man. When you up 21, we were up. I think was it 20-0 against the Cardinals, and that's play calling, man. Like you didn't want to give the ball to one of the best running backs, if not the best running back last year. But that's in the past. Josh McDaniels is gone. It is what it is. But yes, I agree with this. McDaniels' impact is at the end. The Raiders they can't fix this offense. The only way to fix this offense is during the offseason, where they got to get rid of. To be honest with you, man, like we need to invest in this defense. That's where you need it. Like we got something there. Invest in the defense, offense. We got to trade some of these high price veteran players. Hey, I'm sorry to say. I'm a big fan of Devontae Adams, but he gotta go.
Yeah,
he gotta go. He gotta go. Nothing against Devontae Adams, but it doesn't fit. Raiders got a lot of holes. It doesn't make any sense to pay what is he gonna get? How much is he gonna get paid next year? like 30, 40
20
million.
something, 20, 25, I think. I want to say, is it 25 or 29? Something crazy. Something
Nah,
crazy.
it's
Some more than I'm willing to pay any wide receiver.
exactly my point. But Super Omnicron says, but what does tank mean? Tank for a bigger prima diva like Kayla Williams? Come on, man. All right, you know what? Let me go ahead and put this on the screen real quick. Let's see. Hold on one second. I had it set up perfectly. 1 second. But this pretty much is a segue or leads me to the poll I actually set up today. And I asked Raider Nation, I said, hey, should the Raiders tank this season? That's what I asked. I asked the people. Let's see here. Let's see. So let me move this out the way. And it says right here, look, if you look at the screen, it says, should the Raiders take the season? Raiders currently have the 8th pick in the draft. And QB is obviously a huge need. And QB in this draft is, there's some QBs that you can pick from. This is a good draft to pick a QB.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. And look, you got yes, tank, 51%. No, finish the season strong, 49%. So it was close, but Raider Nation has spoken. They have decided that, hey, you know what? It's worth it and you know what? Hey, look, and this goes back to my point. This is what I was trying to say about like the hierarchy. A GM will look to the future. He's going to be looking about the future. He's going to be making decisions based off the future. A head coach, he's going to be making decisions right now.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like the GM, I feel like, should have the majority of the final say.
Exactly.
When it comes to the roster, because he won't make any decisions that will really destroy this team's future, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
But if you got a head coach where, a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in Raider Nation, they want Jim Harbaugh, but do you want to give him GM control?
Exactly.
He's gonna trade the next 10 first-round picks. He's gonna try to destroy the whole cap. You know what I mean? Trying to trade for whoever he wants. I just don't agree with that. I want a GM that's gonna be able to make good decisions, and he's gonna make decisions based off the Raiders' future. And if McDaniels was the guy, let's say for example, McDaniels was the guy making decisions, you could tell like some of these moves was a little bit short-sighted. Like, why were we going after Jacoby Myers? Like, why instead of the O-line? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they thought they had the answer on the roster. Maybe they were hoping for more development out of Thayer Munford. That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, Jacoby Myers is proven to be, that might be the best decision they made, in all honesty. I mean, besides extending Max, Jacoby Myers might be the best decision that they've made. So, but it has to be a collaboration, right? They have to work in tandem. You have to not only think to the future, you also have to think about, winning right now. So I think just having that collaboration between two guys and two different visions, and where they can meet in the middle, I think that's always a benefit to an organization. But for a guy like Harbaugh, not only is he going to want full control, he just saw us give John Gruden $10 million a year. You think he's not going to ask for at least that, especially to leave a job like Michigan? Especially he's going to probably be one of the hottest commodities on the coaching circuit right now. Oh, he's going to want to get paid. Definitely want to get paid.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's just Jim Harbaugh. I'm saying like any coach that comes in here asking for GM control, I don't want that ever to happen. Like, nah, like I like that hierarchy. There should be an owner. There should be a GM. It just makes too much sense. You give someone too much power, they tend to abuse it. They tend to make short-sighted decisions like a head coach. And nothing to knock the coach. I want the coach to think win now. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to be competitive. I don't want the head coach to be thinking, oh, I'm not gonna make this move because I want to lose. Nah. I need you to be focusing on winning the game. Just like I want the players, for example, to be focusing on winning the game. I don't want them to think like, oh, I'm gonna save myself for like you want them to be competitive. You want them to win. You like that. You
Yeah.
like to see that.
You
on
don't
the
want them
football
to be
field.
Marcus Peters thinking about tackling. You want them to be,
Exactly. Exactly. But Jack Kenneth says we need to extend Spillane, just 1 year left. Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal. Yeah, hey, facts, man. That was one of the if you want to give Dave Ziegler some credit, I'll give him credit for that one. It's Spillane, that was a good pickup. Whoever you want to give that to, is it Champ Kelly? Is it Ziegler? Who knows? We'll give him credit because that was actually a good signing. Crazy ending. I didn't catch the game. Did you catch the game? Did you see the ending? He's a crazy ending in the Giants game. What did the Giants win? Because
I didn't watch, but I told you, man. I've been in a glass house of emotions for this since yesterday, bro.
Well, look, the reason why I said that if the Giants won, because if you look at the 2024 NFL draft order currently, this is all before tonight's games. You see Carolina, who's 1-12. They traded that first round pick to the Bears, so the Bears got like two picks in the top 10, including the number 1 pick currently. New England got number 2. Arizona, Washington, Giants. You go all the way down. The Raiders have the number 8 pick, but did Tennessee if the Giants and Tennessee win, Vegas, the Raiders could get close to that top 5 pick.
Bro, yeah, I mean, yeah. Everybody knows. I think I made it clear who I want. So, we ain't gotta. I made it very clear who I want.
You're not a Caleb Williams guy. It sounds like
not a Caleb Williams guy at all, man.
So you're telling me if Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels is on the board, you're taking Jaden Daniels because I know that's your guy.
If Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels are on the board, that means I'm the number 1 overall draft pick. So that means I'm trading back. That means I'm getting a boatload for some team to trade up, and I'm moving back, and I can move probably back to like, well, I don't know, because draft might go like last year where you get 3 quarterbacks that go fairly early. Because Jaden Daniels, he doesn't have the necessarily all the physical tools that AR had, but just his ability is just out of this world. So he'll probably go early. So I'm trading back, and I'm sliding hopefully into that 5-6 spot and getting an extra maybe first next year and a second. And I'm taking Jaden Daniels right there.
So
I'm not taking Caleb Williams.
So you're if the Raiders, obviously they're probably going to be like top 8, they're going to be in the top 10. It looks like they're going to be in the top 10. So what you're saying is that you don't want them to trade up at all. You don't think it's worth it.
If the hope is that they can stay put and get a guy like Jaden Daniels. I think, depending on who you ask, he's quarterback 3 or 4. I mean, the top 2 in this class are clearly May and Caleb Williams. Some people have the order flip. I've seen some people have Drake May number 1, Caleb Williams number 2. Most people have Caleb Williams number 1, Drake May 2. And then you get into the zone where, hey, do you like Michael Penix better? Do you like Jaden Daniels better? I prefer Jaden Daniels personally. But just for his ability to create, just his ability to create off schedule in the ACC. I mean, I put up a stat where you just look at his strength of schedule. Like, if you just look at his statistics, what he did just across the board, he either matched or exceeded everything these other top guys did, and he did it in one less game against much tougher competition. Seventh ranked strength of schedule, had the number 1 QBR. One of the highest accuracies, the 50 touchdowns by himself. Killed
So
it.
you think he's the best QB in this draft? You think he's the best QB in this draft, from what it sounds like?
I think he has the potential to be the best QB in this draft.
Okay.
I think Caleb Williams has the most talent. Drake May has the best probably combination of talent and polish. But I think Jaden Daniels, he can be RG3 pre-injury. That's the kind of ability he has, and I think that he can just be a special guy, and he has the maturity that Caleb Williams lacks.
D Menace has a friendly reminder. He says, don't forget to sub to Severe Raider. Go ahead and go over to his channel and subscribe to his channel. He's a new content creator. He's an up-and-coming content creator. So make sure, Raider content creator, I should say. So go ahead and support my guy by subscribing to his channel, liking his videos, and also like the video that you see right now. So we kind of made this a thing, man. So we're going live every Monday after the game, just to react and just talk Raider football. So just make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, man. So we keep coming back. But yeah, man, hey, let's get into the notable quotables.
Yes,
Notable quotables, man. Let's get back into this. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Boom. All right, notable quotables. Man, where did I just put that up? All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right, notable quotables. And I'm going to give me just a second. I'm going to play the first clip. And if you want to give the people the intro to that first clip.
So we got, this is Meek Robertson post game, and you get a little bit of the real before the media training kicks in.
Was there a point out there where you felt like the defense was going to have to score?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just an opportunity. I'm not saying the offense couldn't get the job done, but us as the ball hogs, we had opportunity. We just didn't take advantage of them.
Was there a point out there where you felt like the defense was going to have to score?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just an opportunity. I'm not saying the offense couldn't get the job done, but us as the ball hogs, we had opportunity. We just didn't take advantage of them.
So like hearing that clip, you could hear like you could tell like the defense is for sure frustrated. They gotta be.
Yeah.
They gotta be at this point. Like they literally held this team. Threes are probably one of the best defensive performance for them the whole year. Where they come in, D line is getting pressure. The secondary is holding it down. Like everything is working right now. Like they kind of they locked them up, but it wasn't enough. Holding a team to 3 points wasn't enough for this Raiders team, specifically this offense. So they got to be frustrated. You could tell like he'd be like, oh,
if you could see his face too, his face was like, and it's one of those situations where you don't want to get into a place where you are pointing the fingers. So that's why he wanted to clean it up. But you just know after that game, all you're thinking is like, bro, like, do we got to do everything? Like, do we got to stop them from scoring and put up some points ourselves just for us to get on the board? It's like, come on.
Yeah, and shout out to Meek Robinson. He was the highest graded Raider on Sunday, according to PFF. Defensively, like he was holding it down. I think he got the start, I believe.
He got the start, yeah.
He got the start. So he held it down on the outside, had a nice little hit too during the game.
Oh, nice hit.
Yeah, nice hit, man. Hey, Meek, man, he's tough. I don't know if I want him starting week in and week out, but hey, he did his thing on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to him. He's one of the best defensive players on the football field for the Raiders. But yeah, the next clip, this might be something that we're going to look to in the future as far as our future, as far as what Pierce is kind of alluding to in this clip.
Tony, you had mentioned that there, a lot of things would be evaluated. Anything in relations to quarterback going into Thursday, or still with April?
Yeah, I'm still evaluating. We're going through that process now. We'll see how the week goes.
Tony, you had mentioned that there, a lot of things would be evaluated. Anything in relations to quarterback going into Thursday, or still with April?
Yeah, I'm still evaluating. We're going through that process now. We'll see how the week goes.
So that tell me right now, like, hey, they're considering starting Jimmy G, and
I agree.
You mentioned earlier, before we went live, you mentioned earlier that, and this is something that happens almost. I think every coach has to deal with this. Mark Davis kind of after the game likes to talk to the head coach. And I'm just like, I just don't get it, man. Like, I just don't get it, man. This is the Mark Davis that scares me a little bit. Like, you tell everybody that you don't know nothing about football, but you want to talk to the coach after the game. I just don't get it. But he was doing it with AP this last game, and maybe you think Mark was like, "Hey, why didn't you start Jimmy G?"
I don't necessarily think Mark is suggesting stuff. Now, no, I will preface my comments by saying this. Normally, I would have issue with an owner meeting with the head coach directly after a game. But when you're coming off a bye week, your team scores 0 points. You barely put up 202 yards of offense. Your longest drive is 34 yards. I expect there to be some discussions, especially when you're a guy that is essentially auditioning to be the head coach for the team. I'd expect there to be a discussion there, and I think there is some pressure being put on Antonio Pierce to produce. And thus far, as much as people like Aidan O'Connell, and as bad as Jimmy G was, he really hasn't outproduced them. It's Jimmy G's thrown for a better percentage. He's thrown for more touchdowns. I want to say he's thrown for 3 more touchdowns, but only 2 more interceptions. They're both underwater in terms of turnovers. So it's just like, I'm in favor of the team tanking. The fact that they're even considering starting Jimmy G and signing a guy like DJ Fluker tells me that the team is not interested in tanking. So, I think this is a decision that AP is looking at everything, and I think he's clinging on to a possibility of being a head coach, and he's doing whatever he think will help him win that job. And the only way to win that job is to win games. And if he thinks that a quarterback change is necessary, then I think he will go that route.
Yeah, hey, this might be a hot take for everybody, man. I want AOC to start the rest of the season. Like, what do the Raiders gain by starting Jimmy G? We gain nothing. Nothing. I don't want Jimmy G to suit up. I don't want him on the football field for the Raiders, man. They need after the season, they're most likely going to try to get rid of his contract. They're probably going to have to pay the price, bite the bullet. He might be a June 1st cut. Who knows? But they're going to figure out a way to get out that contract. I don't think he's going to come back as a Raider next year, especially on how much he's getting paid. So they're going to figure out a way to get rid of him. And I think there might be a little bit of a injury risk too as well. Like if he gets hurt, some of his money contract will get guaranteed in 2024.
I haven't. I mean, I didn't read that. I know that language was in Derek Carr's contract. I haven't heard about that being in Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. If anything, I mean, if that type of language is in his contract, then that is one of the worst contracts in the history of NFL, because Jimmy G is injury prone guy. So I mean, if they put any clause that says he's guaranteed some money, if he's hurt, then that was a very, very bad decision.
I don't think it's to the extreme of Derek Carr. I think it's still going to be a cap hit either way. It's still going to be a cap hit either way, but I think there is some type of like injury guarantee. Like if he gets hurt, a certain amount is going to be guaranteed. So like it doesn't make sense that this guy is not going to be the future of the Raiders. They don't want him back. It didn't work. He's not going to start. He's getting paid way too much to be a backup. Like it doesn't make any sense. So I think that at the end of the day, I think you got to start Aidan O'Connell the rest of the season. Like I said earlier, the Raiders going to draft a QB, go into camp, have them battle it out. Most likely, obviously, the first round QB, whoever they get, is going to get the job. But that's a quarterback room that I'm comfortable with than what their quarterback room looks right now. Like literally, it's so bad. Like it's so bad that like the Raiders have no choice but to start AOC. Like, why would you go back to Why would you go back to Jimmy G? He's terrible. We already talked about that. And then the guy behind him, is he? Did he get cut when McDaniels got fired? Brian Hoyer, I
You
think
might
he's
as
still
well
with the
have,
team.
man. You might
He
as well
might
have.
Yeah, basically, he might as well just been gone. They gotta let him go. But Dodgers, everything says definitely want to keep rolling with AOC for the remainder of the season. I don't want to see Jimmy G play at all. I agree 100%.
No, facts,
Yes.
facts. Man, at this point, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down Max. I'm sitting down Josh Jacobs. I don't see why Austin Hooper is playing still. I'm starting Zamir. See what it can't be much worse than what we're doing. Josh Jacobs averaging like 3.4 yards a carry, something like that. Can't be much worse than that with Zamir. See what you have in him. He was a former draft pick. See if he can at least be a backup. If he can't, cut him this offseason. I'm starting Janarius Robinson and Tyree. Like I'm not playing with these. I'm not. Look, Max is already hurt. Josh is hurt. No reason to put these guys out there for a season that you're not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Austin Hooper anymore. Start fathering him. Let Michael Mayer get the bulk of the snaps. Like I'm not starting these other guys no more. Why is Hunter Renfrow still playing? Trey Tucker should be getting all of those snaps. Like I'm done with these older guys. It's time to move on. See what we have, and that's essentially tanking. I know what that looks like. That is basically tanking. But at this point, hey, I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Yeah, figure out if some of these guys are players that because the offense is gonna get blown up. Like they're gonna have to make some extreme wholesale changes. Whether it's the coaching staff that's on, whether it's AP at head coach, whether it's another head coach in the OC, you know what I mean? Like that offense needs to be replaced, and a lot of those contracts they need to get rid of those contracts. $100 million. I don't know. I don't want to quote it. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's something crazy where, the amount of money that's invested in the offense compared to the defense is crazy. So in my eyes, I'm like, hey, we're going to go young QB, which I like because now you'll be able to build around a young QB on a rookie deal. Boom.
Yeah.
Taking some of that money and start like making a strength even more of a strength. Make that Hey, we have a solid defense, surprising defense this year, good defense. Let's make it elite. Let's make it one of the best in the league. And they could, if they make the right moves, some things can go their way. Like, getting a D tackle inside, getting some corner. I mean, I think it's gonna be tough though. It's probably gonna take a couple of off seasons to really get to that elite status. Because think about it, we need corner, and I think the best route to get a corner is through the draft. Unless you want to pay the amount of money in free agency, which is kind of a hit or miss. I don't know.
Unless you Jalen Johnson, I think is a guy. I think he's going to be a free agent. He's probably one of the top corners that come to mind. He has a relationship from his Chicago days with Champ Kelly. He's a guy we could potentially target. But you look at the defense. The defense isn't too far away. We get some interior pass rush, and we get a number one corner. I think Jacorian could be a solid number two corner. I mean, Jack Jones could potentially be a solid number two corner. I think if we get like a solid number one corner and a defensive tackle that could provide consistent pass rush up the middle, I think we already pretty much have something on defense. I think we can take it to another level, as you were stating.
For sure, man. Because I'm liking Kuntz. If Tyree Wilson can finish the season strong, and now he has a healthy off season where he could add another pass rush move other than bull rush.
Exactly.
Max Crosby could take him under his wing, and he's that much more confident. He's that much more explosive because you guys got to remember, Tyree Wilson was pretty much hurt the entire offseason, and he literally didn't play until the first game of the season. And that was not the plan. I know it wasn't the plan. It couldn't be the plan. When you take a guy that literally missed the entire offseason, and then because we know Chandler Jones kind of went, he went
off the reservation.
He went off the reservation. He's somewhere, man. He's somewhere, but not with the Raiders. And Tyree Wilson. You said off the reservation. That's hilarious.
Tyree needs to move in with Max Crosby, man. Tyree needs to he needs to pack a bag and just move in with Max Crosby for the summer, bro. And just everything that Max Crosby does. Max Crosby goes to get a tattoo. Well, you need to be in the chair next to him getting blasted too, bro. Whatever he does, you need to do exactly what he's doing.
But you know what I'm seeing on the football field? What I'm seeing on the football field, I feel like he's playing a little bit more faster. You know what I mean? He's recognizing things a little bit better. But you know, he needs to improve his post game needs to improve though a little bit, you know.
Man. Bro, dude ain't got no personality, bro. He has no personality, bro. I'm like, this got to be the most. Bro, he got that same expression on his face. Like, I was like, bro, this post game. Like, I saw it at the comp. Even after he was drafted, bro. It's like remember like when Amari Cooper got drafted and he didn't look excited. He just like turned and like it was like a robot.
No, Amari Cooper just seemed like he just emotionless. But but Tyree, like at the post game, you could tell like he was thinking a lot. Like he was just like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, and you know what I mean. It's gonna take some time for him, you know.
Man.
But I was watching his post game. I was like, man, this is funny, but hey, he's trying. He's putting in the work. We're seeing improvements. You know, it's not gonna happen overnight, but hopefully by next season, this dude's gonna be, because that can't be him. Like, because
man,
his post game is hilarious. Y'all need to look up Tyree Wilson's post game, man. Y'all can see his expression on his face is like, what? Like he's never heard the person ask that question.
Well, exactly. Like he never every question, like every question is a gotcha question with him. Like bro, like.
Hey, should I play it? I'm gonna play it real quick. Let me just. Should I play it?
Oh man, yeah, play some of it, man. So people see what we talking about, man. It is.
Hold on, let me see. Tyree Wilson. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see. Raiders. But yeah, Desert Raider says AP said it is a production business. He knew he hasn't done enough to earn the job. Yeah, he keeps it real. He's honest. Like, hey. And obviously he talks to Mark Davis after every game, so hey, he's hearing it from him, so he knows if he's not gonna get the job or not, because he's talking to the coach. Let me see here. Man. Good dude though. He seemed like he hella cool.
No, man, he seemed like a solid dude, like a good kid. I can see why they liked him as a person, but yeah, he's like, man.
Let me just pull this up real quick. All right. Let me share the screen. All right. So, boom. All right. So this is Amik Robinson. Let me see if I can get it to. All right. Yeah. This is where we.
Fortunately, no, they was able to put up 3. So, she just put it on us.
How frustrating is it when you guys play how your best game of the season and then come out?
Tyree is, there you go, Tyree. Why even see it, bro? I just start laughing, man.
It can come down to us. We need turnovers. If the offense is struggling one day, we need turnovers to put the game in our hands so we can come out with the W.
How do you turn things around real quick when you have a game on Thursday as well?
And you just come in tomorrow, evaluate the film, and flush it and go back to work.
Something that was noticeable is how much that you played inside today. Is that
it wasn't that bad, but it was just like, man, like you could tell, like he was thinking.
Coming into the Raiders,
Tyree
value me.
Tyree like that dude
inside and outside.
Like when you be in school and you ain't being paying attention, and teacher's like, so what do you think about what we were just talking about? And you like,
Minnesota has one of the best offensive lines.
Yeah,
You guys were able to get into the backfield pretty consistently.
And we just want to show that real quick. Y'all check it out on the Raiders. I don't want the YouTube to come through and be like, hey, what are you doing? This is not your stuff. But yeah, man. When I seen it, I was just like, man, this dude, you could tell like he's getting used to everything.
Man.
He's getting used to being an NFL player. But that's funny that you you noticed it too. But yeah, man, let's get back into the chat, man, and then we gonna get back into it. Let's see. Dodgers Everything says if anything, put him as a linebacker coach. That's not gonna happen. I think
nah.
It's not
Can't go back, man. It's like Versace.
Yeah, it's just It's so disrespectful. He just got to go back. He just got to go to a different situation. But let's see here. Let's go. Yeah, man. Jack Cannon wants to remind everybody to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell. Man, and support and make sure to support Raider Nation content creators. Man, you like Raiders, man. We do this every week, so. Hey, my guy Raider Ray in the building. What's going on? He says, given the system established currently on offense, how much could AP really change? Obviously, it was a miss with Bo. Do you trust Champ Kelly or AP to bring in a legitimate OC? I believe they would.
I don't trust AP. AP chose Bo, and that's what people keep going back. There's nothing wrong with the system. Like, if you look at what the only thing that was wrong with the system is that maybe it was too complex, because the way McDaniels did things, he had game plan specific for each team to attack what that team was susceptible to in the past and attack their weaknesses. So that's the main thing that was maybe that was what the issue was. It was too complicated. You're throwing too much information at people. But the system, you hear what Devontae was saying about the system when he was talking about what's the podcast? You know what I'm talking about, with Ryan Clark. You hear when he was talking about the system, the pivot. Hear him talk about, he was loving the system. It was just complicated, but he loved it. There was nothing wrong with the system. Hear what every coach is saying every week. It's about execution. It's not the system. It's just dudes aren't executing. Dudes aren't being coached up properly. And that happened with JMD. It's happening with Bo Hardegree. It's just these guys aren't being coached well at this point. So I think everybody except PG needs to go. Everybody. I'm clearing house. Everybody got to go except Patrick Graham.
Oh man, so you're hearing it from Severe, man. He's kind of going the extreme route. He wants everybody gone. Offensively, I can agree with that. I mean, I think at this point, like, you know, you have so much invested on that side of the ball, and literally we just watched a 3-0 game. Like, there's no, like, you have Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. I know he was hurt, but hey, he was here then most of the season. You got all these weapons, Jacoby Myers, Renfro, all these players on offense, even a young tight end that we feel like, you know, is going to have a future in this league. And we 3-0, that should never happen. That should never happen. But look, I think at the end of the day, I think Kelly has a better chance than AP than staying.
Yes, I agree.
Kelly has a better chance. I think it's AP, I think, is the one where, you know, it's not looking like he might be back, but we'll see, man. It's 4 games left. If he wins 4 straight, you see some improvements on the team, it could happen. But
come on, for sure, bro.
the way it's trending, it doesn't look like he's coming back. It doesn't look like he's coming back. But
at this point, I don't want to win 4 straight. Just play these rookies and let's see what happens. And that's what thing. I think people don't like when you tank in the NFL. No team, unless you're the Miami Dolphins, tells your coaches to lose on purpose. They just do stuff to ensure your probability of losing is greater. So by saying, you know, by just playing all the rookies, that's essentially tanking. You're not saying, hey, go out there and lose, but you're saying, hey, we're not going to put our best product out on the field. And that is essentially a tanking. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, hey, go out there and throw interceptions on purpose or, you know, fumble the ball every other play on purpose. Just play these rookies. We're going to probably lose. Those guys are going to get experience. And it's a two-way street. We increase our probability of getting a better pick, and we get some real-time evaluation of some of these young players.
So Raider Ray follows it up right here. He says, if we keep AP and Kelly, I believe we could see a really aggressive push for a QB in the draft. With the chemistry of the staff, roster, and scouts already in place, do you give them a chance to build? So it sounds like he's leaning towards keeping AP and Kelly. Like I know why Ray look, Ray's low key. He's an optimist as well, but he's a realist too as well. But I understand, and this is how I felt too. I want to keep AP as well, but come on, Ray. If the Raiders continue to lose, not 3-0, but they can just continue to lose, and they just you don't see like any hope in this team. I mean, defensively though, I think they're playing better than that they did before than they were with McDaniels as head coach. I think. I mean, Patrick, but then that might be a Patrick Graham. That might be a little bit of, AP being a defensive coach and making the right adjustments, bringing in the right players, bringing in.
The thing where I push back on that is that when you listen AP talk, AP says he's spending all of his time basically with the offense. So if anything, on defense, it's addition by subtraction. He ain't been there. So they playing better. He's not been around the defense. He tells you every press conference, I'm spending all my time with the quarterback room. He's my best friend. Quarterback's playing like trash. I spent all last week with the offensive lineman. Offensive line playing like trash. Like, bro, what is you doing in these rooms? Is y'all playing like Connect 4 or something? Like, what is y'all doing? Because it's not doing anything that's conducive to winning.
Yeah. If it was gonna happen, and at the end of the day, we could say all we want to say, obviously, and Raider Nation can say all they want to say who should be the head coach. It's gonna come down to who Mark Davis decides who's the head coach and GM of this team is gonna be. And I'm just like looking at it from just the past and how Mark Davis moves and the type of people that he tends to just want to go after. It's usually the big names. It's usually the guys with long resumes. And, if you lose a game like a 3-0 game and let's say, hey, this Thursday, they're playing against a backup QB. It looks like this might be a possible win right here, but you never know. The way this offense is like they have I haven't seen this is so bad. This is like mid-2000 Raiders offense. Like, yeah. But it's crazy.
Even that offense wasn't that bad, bro. Even the bed and breakfast offense wasn't this bad. This is we put up 202 yards of total offense. And that was with a 24-yard garbage time pass to Devontae Adams. Like, we had 170-something yards of offense going into that last play of the game. Less than 200 yards. Our longest drive was 34 yards. We had one more offensive drive than the Vikings, and we still put up less yards than them. Like, it was bad. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And think why I say we need to draft QB. And to Ray's point, right? No matter who we bring in as head coach, we're bringing in a quarterback. And the thing I like about Jaden Daniels is that even if the system isn't perfect, even if the play isn't 100% right, like there were several opportunities where I saw if we had a quarterback that can just move a little bit, that can run somewhat, he could have created. Like, we had a 3rd and 1 where Aidan O'Connell totally missed on the pass to Hunter Renfrow, threw it behind him. If he had a running quarterback, he can get that 3rd and 1. I think it was like a second and 8 earlier in the game where, or I want to say it was a play where he had the intentional grounding. If we have a mobile quarterback, he's not sitting back there that long waiting to get sacked. He's getting out of the pocket, making something happen, or running the ball. So, I don't know, man. I think no matter who we go with, no matter who the coach, we got to draft the quarterback, no matter what. Let them fight it out in camp.
Yeah, no doubt. Jack Kenneth says he has a strong opinion about tanking. He says, the day the Raiders tank on purpose is the day I stop being a fan. But the reason now to start playing all the rookies to see what they – okay, but I'm trying to understand that last part of it. But I get you, man. You don't want to see tanking. I think what it should look like, this is what it should like. In a healthy situation, the GM should have a good amount of say of who, should have that conversation with the coach. I think the coach is going to want to win. Obviously, the coach is going to want to win. Obviously, the players are going to want to win. But, the GM comes in there and makes the right decision. And this is why I want a GM that has a strong say as far as who's on the roster and, and I also can influence who could be on the football field as well. you start making moves for the future. And if you're able to get like, you know, the young players out there, that's not a bad look for the head coach. It's not a bad look on the players. It's just, hey, look, at the end of the day, like, let's see more. Let's incorporate the tight end, the young tight end in offense. Let's see what happens if he becomes a focal point on the offense. Let's see how it would look like when defenses are keying on the young tight end if he's playing well. Like let's get him that experience because, I mean, it's a good time to do it. It's a good time to do it, man. Because right now the Raiders, they're most likely not going to go to the playoffs. I've never been a guy to say tanking, but in this is like an extreme. And I'm not saying they should, but I think this is where you got to start making moves for the future now. Like, hey, Max Crosby has he had a crazy knee injury, like where I forgot someone broke it down where it was like almost life threatening to the point where he had to go to the hospital, this, that, and third. So this dude is like risking his life being on the football field. Nah, bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's shut him down at the very least. Like, and that's gonna be a hard conversation for him to have because, you know, Max Crosby, you know, he loves being out there. He shouldn't be playing. That's an easy decision. Like he should shut him down. Like it's not worth it. And you mentioned this earlier too. You know, Josh Jacobs got a quad injury. You know, at this point, do you want to bring him back? Let's see I want to see what Zamir White looks like. Let's give him 20 carries.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, you know, I'm not like a big Zamir White guy, but like, what happens if we give Zamir White 20 carries? What is that going to look like?
Exactly, bro. Because that's the nature of running back. If you look at our game against the Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Jacobs put like 110 yards up. 63 of those yards came on one carry. So it's like sometimes it's like that. These guys have to get into a rhythm when you're running the ball. You have to kind of see what the defense is doing, see how the line is blocking it. And then, you know, as the game goes on, like you give a guy 1 or 2 carries and then he never sees the field again. It's not realistic to expect that guy to produce in those kind of situations.
Mm-hmm. And Raider Ray says, on top of everything I stated, I don't want to see PG go. I think that's the one. I think we can all agree on that one. We do not want to see PG go. He says, it's taken so long to build this defense. Are we going to give another coordinator a shot? What head coach candidate is really sure thing right now? I mean, you know, Harbaugh does make a case, you know, because he has success on almost every level. You know what I mean? For me, the biggest thing against Harbaugh is the GM control. That I don't want that. I don't care who it is. Harbaugh, I don't eat Bill Belichick. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see a head coach with GM control. It's just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've seen it time and time again, and it's failed every time. We've taken the Cleveland Pharaohs of the world. We've passed on Jalen Carter. You know, a lot of people can argue like who made that decision. I think it came from up top from Mark Davis, but some people, if you want to blame that on Ziegler and McDaniels, McDaniels it seemed like had maybe more say on who could be drafted and who could be on the roster. So yeah, man. So I think for me, I agree 100%. Graham should come back. Patrick Graham should come back, and I think whoever the next head coach is should bring him back too as well. Like I think that should be part of the discussion as well. Like why would you want to? It's tough though because you know the head coaches want their guy. So is someone that's, let's say, a Ben Johnson comes in, you think he's gonna bet his first head coaching job he wants to get like, you know, Patrick Graham? I personally would want it. As fans, we would want it because we haven't seen a good defense in a while. But we'll see how it shakes out. But hey, you see the topic on the board. It says what's real, what's not, man. Let's get into it real quick. What's real right now with the Raiders, man?
It kind of, man, that was a perfect segue, man, because what's real is Patrick Graham as defensive coordinator. And I think that people aren't realizing the kind of job he is doing just with the talent he's been given. He's doing an amazing job. And nobody before this year is looking at the investments that were made on defense. Just even even the free agents we had picked up, all of that stuff, nobody would have assumed that this defense would have been playing as well as it's playing, man. And this defense is the reason why it has even been competitive when we've been competitive. Looking at the number of times we scored 20 points, if not for this defense and the job that Patrick Graham has done, we'd be the Carolina Panthers right now. So, it's and I don't man, and people don't talk enough about it. Why aren't we giving Patrick Graham a shot at being our head coach? If we all want to keep him and we want to retain him, why not give him a shot at that head coaching job? Just a thought.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I agree. As a head coach, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. As a head coach, I see where you're going with it, but
that
would be the biggest curveball. Like, hey, I've been surprised by what Mark Davis would do. So you never know. But we'll see how it goes. I do want to bring Patrick Graham for sure. Like without a doubt, I want Patrick Graham to come back. But
that'll guarantee it.
Huh?
Said that'll guarantee it.
That would for sure guarantee it. Or AP probably coming back as well. Like if AP came back,
I don't know, because AP that's not his guy. AP could conceivably, or Patrick Graham could potentially go somewhere else, be a head coach. I already said if Brian Flores gets a head coaching job, Patrick Graham could leave.
If AP said, "Hey, I'm actually going to replace Patrick Graham," and then Mark Davis should cut him off and be like, "You're fired." Like, just don't come back. Just don't come back. Come on, man. Like that's a terrible move if he tried to do that. Like,
yeah.
Now, like,
I'm not. Yeah, that would be a bad move. But Patrick Graham could conceivably want to go somewhere else. That he might want to link. He could like Dayball wanted to keep him in New York, and Josh McDaniels came calling, and he was like, "Bam, I'm gone." So if Flores gets another job somewhere, he could poach Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham and him work together in Miami, and they had pretty good results there. And the only reason he left, Flores was to work for a Patriot guy. And Joe Judge. So if another Patriot guy gets a job, or if Brian Flores gets a job somewhere, Patrick Graham could be out the door. And if Patrick Graham is out the door, I have no faith in Antonio Pierce. No faith.
That's like right now the best thing about this team is the defense for sure. So like obviously we want to keep everything intact or build off the success that we had on defense this year. Obviously there's moves to be made. But taking away to bring in a new coordinator that's just come on, let's not do that. But I see what you're saying though, because once McDaniels got fired, it kind of the assistant coaches now become free to sign anywhere they want. Their contract is pretty much voided when a head coach gets fired, right? I think so.
Yeah, generally they give those guys the options to start looking elsewhere. I mean that's what teams traditionally do. If he's under contract, they can conceivably hold him to it. But generally, when the head coach is fired, they give those guys the opportunity to find jobs elsewhere.
Right. And let's get into what's not real. What's not real is Aidan O'Connell being the future starter of the Raiders. We could end that talk. It's done. It's over. I don't want to I didn't like the pick when the Raiders drafted him because of reasons of, he's not really an athletic QB. He doesn't fit the mold of today's QB, but he did surprise me in preseason. I liked his accuracy. He looked like he had a quick release, didn't have a bad arm. I kind of see like what the Raiders see when they drafted him. But that being said, I just don't see him as a starter for the Raiders. I think he would be a nice backup. I like him as a backup, but not a starter for the Raiders. His athletic ability is not where you would want a starting QB in today's NFL, man. Like literally, you seen it right now. Like you seen it last week. Like the reason why we scored 3 points is because, obviously, Brian Flores had Aidan O'Connell's number, and Aidan O'Connell couldn't get out of that. He couldn't move around. He couldn't just run out of the pocket. he literally was throwing passes to the sideline while he was in the pocket and getting penalties. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't let that happen. Like, that was terrible. Like, it was so obvious, too. Like, it was like, what are you doing? Like, you didn't even leave the pocket. You know, it is what it is.
He had a check down right there, man.
Exactly. And to put Aidan O'Connell's performance in perspective, like, he finished with 21 of 32 for 171 yards. But if you took away the Renfro 38-yard pass, two biggest pass plays, the pass to Renfro, which was 38 yards, and the pass to Adams at the end of the game, that free play that, you know, the defense pretty much like, okay, here, you can take this. 24-yard pass play to Adams. You take those two plays away, he finishes 19 for 30, 109 yards, and the Raiders offense averages 2.7 yards per play, which, you know, it is what y'all could take that for how you want to take it, but that just means that, hey, man, we drafting a QB in the first round. Just be happy. The Raiders are gonna have a new QB. We just need to get the right people in to make that decision. Whoever's gonna make that decision got to be the right people, because it's gonna be a huge decision for the Raiders.
Facts.
But yeah, man, let's get into the chat real quick. J Dub says keep the defense, blow up the offensive side. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it, man. Keep the defense. I think everybody can agree with that. Try to keep the defense, keep that intact. Bring some of the players that played well this year. I know we had a few one-year deals on that defense, but like Amik, are you bringing back Amik, or you let him walk? I know he
I'd like to bring back Amik, man. I like to bring back Amik. I think Amik he's system versatile too. I think he could play in zone. I mean, we were playing a lot of man last game. I think he's system versatile. You know, I like Amik, and if nothing else, Amik is a very, very solid rotational corner, and he's great in the locker room.
Yeah, Desert Raiders. Oh, okay, so I look. I didn't see the final who won the games, but the teams that are ahead of us are ahead of the Raiders in that NFL draft order. One, Giants and Tennessee.
Oh, that's lovely.
So the Raiders at least move up like one or two spots.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. We got to figure out how that tiebreaker is determined. Is it determined by head-to-head matchups, or is it determined by, like, you know, opponent win percentage? You know, things like that might be sometimes be the tiebreaker. So if it's opponent win percentage, possibly the Raiders, I think they might jump all the way up to number 6. Which, man, you get to number 6, I'm just saying you start getting into the area where you can draft your guy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
that's or you can conceivably move up. Exactly. If you need to move up to like a 3 or 4, you're within striking distance.
Yes, sir. And yep, like everybody's confirming in the chat, Giants and Tennessee. I'm super behind, man. I got to get back into it. Let me see. Raider Ray says, I don't believe Myers was bad, or Spillane, Epps. No, I don't think Myers is a bad signing. I just don't think I don't understand the signing when the O-line should have been a focal point. The trenches should been a focal point, I think. Myers seemed like more of a luxury pickup. Like, I just didn't understand that, because think about it. Look how much money's invested at the wide receiver position. That's crazy. Like, from Devontae Adams to Jacoby Myers and to Renfro, they all got like high paying contracts. I just don't think that's the best way to build a team.
I just think with the Myers situation, I think it was a situation where it was such a good value where it's like, yo, we can get this dude for what? Oh, let's do it. And he knows the system, and he's a guy that's, you know, kind of similar to Devontae. Like, you know, he's like, bam, bring this guy. I think the value was such a good value. They felt it was too good for them to pass up. That's what I think happened there.
Yeah, but I think Myers is a good player. I like Spillane, great pickup. Epps played big. He had a big hit on Jefferson. He took him out the game, and he's been a huge impact on Morik. Like that was like a big
Yes.
storyline over the offseason, and it kind of bled into the season. And you could see Morg having his best year as a pro. And Jack Jones, I agree. I like the move too as well. Hey, Janarius Robinson comes in, gets picked up. You got to give credit to Kelly right there. Picks up a guy. Robinson has a sack on Sunday. So yeah, I agree. I agree. Some of these moves that you're mentioning right now are pretty good. The one I don't 100% agree is Jacoby Myers. Not to say that he's a bad player. It's just like we could have went somewhere else with it. We could have like they would have a way bigger impact on his team. Because I mean, hindsight is 2020, but like they could have. Like I said, the trenches should have been maybe a bigger a bigger. They should probably invested a little bit more in the trenches, but we'll see what they do this year, because at the end of the day, maybe Champ Kelly wasn't maybe the decision maker there. Myers just smells like a McDaniels pickup right there. That's all McDaniels, I feel like, right there. Jacoby Myers, wide receiver. There's another wide receiver that you're paying. It's just crazy. But yeah, man. Hey, D Menace has a reminder for y'all, man. Hey, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell, so you'll be notified when we go live. And also head over to Severe Raider. You see the Severe Raider. He's all over social media with that name. And Severe Raider, his YouTube channel. So make sure to go ahead and go over to his channel and subscribe to his channel. And my mods will post the links as well. But yeah, man, let's get into hey, look, let's wrap it up real quick. And what's next, man? And what's next is this Thursday. It's coming up real quick. They're playing the Chargers. Backup QB Herbert is out, so that's gonna be it looks like it might be a winnable game, but these days you don't know what's winnable with the Raiders. Like you really don't.
Man, yeah, exactly. We just lost to a third string. We just lost to a second and third string quarterback. A combined effort. So like they came in to beat us, man. So hey, Easton Stick might come out and have the best game of his life against us, man. And we lose. Is Austin Eckler playing?
Austin Eckler, I'm not sure. I heard he might. I think for last I heard he was going to get demoted, or if there was some rumblings like they're going to make some move, because Eckler kind of hasn't been as productive at the running back position as he has in years past. So I think they've I don't know if they made a move, meaning that the backup running back is probably going to start. I think Josh Kelly is the backup running back. I got to look into it Joshua Kelly. Yeah. But I heard
Austin Eckler kills us though, man. Every year Austin Eckler kills us. Every year. So if we had a game to get perfect example, man, the Vikings weren't supposed to be a good running team, and they kind of got their run game on track against us. So I do not want this to be a situation where Austin Eckler sees the silver and black, and he starts having flashbacks to what he was doing last year. So
yeah, man. LG Face, he said, I think we beat the Chargers, but it would be nice to see. You see what I'm saying? Y'all thinking about it now? Y'all thinking about it like, hey, look, there's 4 games left. 4 games left. We already proven that this offense is. Hey, and I didn't even get into the offense a little bit. Let me throw you another stat right here. In 8 games with McDaniels, the offense averaged 15.8. In 5 games with Bo Hardgree, they've averaged 15.2. So, hey, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. So, and what needs to change is it's going to be the coaching staff. It's going to be the players getting replaced. Players need to be drafted, and a big part of that is players need to get drafted at high. Hey, we need to get good players on this team. And I know I've never been a let's tank type of guy, but all I'm saying is I'm not saying lose. I'm just saying let's play some young players. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. Let's just play some young players. Let's figure it out. Let's look ahead. But some people don't want to hear that. They're like, "Hey, we got to win the game." But
I'm saying lose. I'm saying lose. Oh man, I'm saying lose, bro. Start Brian Hoyer the rest of the season and see what happens. Let this man finish his career with a bang.
No doubt, no doubt. See, I'm still catching. This is from earlier, man. Tyree just came off his best game of the year, in my opinion. Facts.
He did.
One,
Facts. Facts.
100%. 100%. Look, Jack Kennis asked this at the Severe Nation. Who does everyone want at QB with the number 1 draft pick?
I made it clear who I want.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is Severe's guy. I'm warming up to it. Caleb Williams, when you watch him play, he does remind you a little bit of Patrick Mahomes a little bit. I know the off the field stuff just worries me. Like, not that he's done anything wrong. It's just like, but he's, you know what it is? He's from this generation. You know, he's just that generation. I'm telling you, that it's just he's just from that generation. It is what it is. If you watch sports long enough, you're gonna see different generations come into the NFL. And
look,
you know,
when he was coming out of school, people said that Zach Wilson was Patrick Mahomes mixed with Kyler Murray. All the talent in the world, but he didn't have it upstairs. Caleb Williams is going to probably be the same situation. I'm not rooting against him, but I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, man, hey, this has been a great show. It's been pretty solid show, man. We appreciate everybody coming through, man. I'm trying. Hey, I didn't get to everybody's message in the chat, but that shouldn't stop you. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Let us know, man. Hey, if you disagree with anything that we said today, if you know, if you don't want the Raiders to tank, let us know in the comment section. Also, if you want the Raiders to tank, who's the quarterback that's on your mind? Who do you want the Raiders to draft? Because right now, the 2 teams that were ahead of the Raiders lost. So I think that the Raiders, I got to look at the updated draft order, but I think the Raiders moved up. I think they moved up, and hey, man, if that's the case, man, that gets them that much closer to whoever they want to get in the draft. And that's going to be a quarterback. But any last thoughts, Severe?
Yeah, man, we need to lose, man. We need to lose, man. I think this game, a lot of people were saying, and people were changing their tune all of a sudden. Now the game is over, but before this game happened, people were saying, "Hey, you know what? They're coming off a bye. This game is going to show us why AP should be the future coach of the Raiders and why Aidan O'Connell should be the future quarterback of the Raiders." And then we come out and have our worst performance of the year. So, and now all of a sudden, people are changing their mind. I think what did Maya Angelou say? When people show you who they are, believe them. It's time for us to believe that, as Coach Denny Green said, they are who we thought they were.
Ooh, hey, I like this one right here by Daniel Kim. He says, "I'm not sure if Caleb can be a leader of men." Whew.
The facts.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to. Man, shots fired right there, man, for sure.
Man, Daniel Kim got another one, man. He said they need to bench Bo. Bo don't know play calling. That might be the. That might be the.
But you know, it's funny though. Scott Turner, they didn't like him when he was offensive coordinator with Washington. Like they said, his play calling was terrible too. So it's, you know, it is what it is. I think the Raiders don't have a solution right now on offense. So it is what it is, man. It's not gonna happen until this offseason. Not gonna happen until next season, and it's gonna be a lot of changes coming. It's gonna be, man. I'm curious to see, because who's gonna get traded, who's gonna get cut, who's gonna release. It's gonna be some big moves. Big moves. But I think we all can agree that like big changes need to happen on offense, man. But we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Till next time. Peace.
Great Pharaoh, the gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.